Dear student, you are watching Studying Her YouTube channel. This is Prem and I am going to explain the chapter of English Literature First Flight Glimpses of India. Under this, there are three parts. Part 1, A Baker from the Goa. We will discuss summary of the chapter. After that, chapter highlights and important words as well as question answer. So let us begin the chapter. First, a baker from the Goa. If you find out the character or chapter sketch, you will find out that a baker from Goa by Lucio Rodrigo. And this is all about what was the old tradition and Portuguese influenced the Goa, about which there is the all descriptions. First, bread making in Goa. This is a pen portrait of the traditional Goan village baker, and who was still remembered by Goan because they remembered the bread baking and all those process were done. And in the process, bread making started by Portuguese their very old days. They were lover of breads, and breads making is an art, not only the substance to eat. We needed for perfection. Mixing, molding, baking are the areas of specialization of making breads. They lovers of bread baked in time tested furnace and fumes their swad, you can say, delight, and profession has been continued by the bakers descendant, means उनके जो आने वाली जनरेशन है वो भी ब्रेड मेकिंग में इंडल्ज थे. Author's childhood days recalled. The author, it means here Lucio Rodriguez, remembers his childhood days when Baker used to be their friend's companion and guides. He used to visit twice a day, once in the morning, second in the afternoon, or while they were returning after sailing hours, or they would be very much tired or exhausted. The jingling thud of the bamboos which bread maker would carry, he carried, woke them up in the morning. They run to meet and greet the bread makers. Means bread makers are part and parcel. They ran for getting the bread bangles. For breads are of different kinds. Bread bangles are for children, and for elders there are different kinds of bread, and which were very special sweet breads. Sometimes breads are made especially for the children, so those are the delivering the loaves, means pieces of the breads. As the baker came, he would call the lady of the house and wishes him good morning. The children used to push aside and loaves would be delivered to the maid servant, because in Goa, Portuguese and their family lived with the family, so there were maid servant in nearly every house. The author recalls the aroma, means smell, good smell of loaves that filled in the air. Children would not even brush their teeth, and bread bangles made the bread of the tea very much delicious, and in sweet as well as in memory also. Importance of bread in traditional ceremonies. The various kinds of breads are important for all occasions. No marriage were completed until and unless the tradition of bowl was served. The lady of the house on the occasion of her daughter's engagement would prepare sandwich and bolhingas. Bolhingas, that is called, would be prepared for Christmas and other festival. Bol and bolhingas were the variety of the bread you can always remember. Now the baker's dress we can think of, because they are in particular dress. Bakers usually dress in kabai, a long frock reaching down their knees, and a shirt and a trousers which shortened them full length once the longer and the half pant they used to wear, just like the Portuguese you can see right now. Even today, if anyone dares to go to the street wearing half pants, he is referred to as the padder, means baker there. Bread making, a profitable profession at that time. Right now, it is still in dilemma. A baker usually collected his bill at the end of the month. All the accounts were written on the wall in the premises with a pencil. It was profitable profession during those days because Portuguese were lover of fresh bread loaves, and the baker, his family members and servant looked prosperous and happy those days. So now we can recall the chapter's key point or highlights. Portuguese in Goa were lover of breads, although those eaters of breads have now gone, but it makers still exist and the taste there in Goa. During the childhood narrator, a baker used to be a friend, companion, and guide. The baker came twice a day, once in the morning and another in returning home after finishing his selling. Fourth, the jingling thud of the baker's bamboo woke the sleeping children, in which the narrator. The children would peep into the baker's basket for the bread bangles, and the children would eat bread with hot tea. Those loaves were delivered to the servant of the house. The marriage was incomplete without the preparing of bowl breads. Bowling house was a must during Christmas and all the other festivals. The baker wore a particular knee-length frock known as kabai. The baker collected their bills at the end of the month, and baker was a profitable profession. Bakers had a plum physique and testifying for this. Now the word meaning that we can have to think over it. First one is reminiscing nostalgically, means thinking fondly about the past. Loaves, quality of bread that had shaped by the baker. Vanished, died, mixer and person needing the flour for making breads. Molders means person giving breads a particular shape. Time tested, used for a long time. Furnace here is you can say that the iron melting place, but here it is the place where baker baked the loaves of bread. Thug, a dull and heavy sound. Light ringing sound is called jingle. Extinguished means put out. Extinguish the fire, put out the fire. Fume, furnace here, health also. In heralding means announcing. Staff means stick, staff, staff. Rebuke means disapproval, scolding. And fragrance, scant means feast, party. Prosperous means making a successful and economic well-beings. Plum physics means pleasing in the body, and open testimony, public statement about the character and the quality here. Now the question answer of the chapter. What are the elders in Goa nostalgic about? The elders in Goa are nostalgic about the good old Portuguese days and their love of bread and loaves. The writer says that the eaters of loaves have left, but makers still exist. Second question. Is bread making still popular in Goa? How do you know? Yes, bread making is still popular in Goa. This is very clear from the narrator's statement that the eater have gone, leaving the maker behind. There are mixers, molders, and the ones who bake the loaves. The time-tested furnaces still exist there. Means still those stoves and those systems are existing. What is the baker called? The baker is called padder in Goa. What would the baker come today? Why did the children run to meet him? The baker would come twice a day, only early in the morning and second time when he returned after selling all his stuff, means all the bread, loaves of bread. The children used to run to meet him as they wanted to have bread bangles. Here you can see comment that who invites the he is dressed as a pedder. Any person who is wearing half pant which reaches just below the knee invites this comment. This is because bakers known as pedder. Whatever the monthly account of the bakers recorded, monthly accounts of the baker were recorded on a wall in the house with a pencil. What does a jackfruit appearance mean? It means that having a plum physique like the jackfruit. So here, is bread making or is bread important part of the Goan life? How do you know that? So here it will be answer. Yes, bread is an important part of Goan life. It is indeed for marriage gift, parties, feast. Bread is also needed by a mother for preparing sandwich during her daughter's engagement. Thus, it is necessary to have breads for every occasion, because of which the presence of a baker's furnace in the village is very much important. Now, nearly all the important questions have been done. So, subscribe the channel and like and share all you do, because we will have to continue the second, the Kurk, next video. Wait on.